Hello, you are listening to the Sask Wedding Podcast. If you're a bride-to-be or just love weddings, we created this show just for you. I'm your host, Matt Ramage. I'm the owner of MJ&Co Stories, a photography and film company based in Saskatoon. On today's episode, we have Aimee Schneider. Aimee is the owner of UnVeiled Dress Co. Aimee is also known in Saskatoon for her philanthropy and involvement in the community. Her passion to take care of the people around her has influenced the entire experience UnVeiled Dress Co. is known for. Her shop is a full-service boutique. They have a great reputation around their one-of-a-kind experience that brides from all over Canada come for. So thanks for being here on the show.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Awesome. I wanted you on the podcast today because I have never bought a dress, and I'm assuming most of the people who come into your store and buy a dress, it's their first time too. Yeah. And so I wanted to kind of get your insight on what that experience looks like. I know for photography, when we're having we call them discovery calls, so we chat with couples, and for most of them, it's their first time having photography. And I'm like, well, there's so many firsts in this industry, and I thought we could maybe reveal a little bit of that mystery into what that experience is like. So yeah, sound good?
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay. So tell me about your shop. Now you have two stores.
I do.
UnVeiled Dress Co, which I mentioned, and
The Dress Co. So we kind of rebranded our previous boutique, which was called Tonic, just to kind of have a more cohesive feel. And the way that we've done things in our new space, it's a bit more intimate for our brides. And so what I wanted to do was pull the formal wear out of the bridal store itself. And so we removed the bridesmaids, moms, flower girls from the bridal side of things, just so that their brides had kind of this elevated, intimate, private experience. And then our formal wear store is a little bit more loose and fun. And so the Dress Co by UnVeiled is where you're going to get all of the formal wear for the rest of your bridal party. But we also carry cute little white numbers for your stagette and your shower, your rehearsal dinner, all of those fun events. And wedding guests can shop there. So we have everyday dresses, and then we have formal dresses for every event in your life. And so we kind of combined our formal wear bridal side and our formal wear store to kind of create this like one-stop shop for dresses.
That sounds awesome.
It's fun.
Do brides like it being like the dedicated bride side, not having, the dresses like the bridesmaids dresses in the same, it's the same space, but yes, it's divided. Do they like that?
I think so. Yeah. I think it's just a bit more calm, I think, in the sense where it's like there's not as many distractions, there's not as many people, so you don't have other groups walking through the space, you don't have the noise, you don't have the distraction, because it's hard. When you're getting tied up into a corseted dress, we're in the change room for 10 minutes getting you in there, your bridesmaids are up wandering and they're touching and feeling the bridesmaids' dresses, and so this just is kind of a calmer, more dedicated experience for the bride, and so the focus remains on her, which I think is easier for the day, for sure, if girls are doing kind of a long bridal shopping day.
So you tell me about your experience. Like you said, your experience is like, that's the thing you've built everything around.
Yeah.
Which I, as an owner of a boutique style business myself, we don't just send a web gallery to our clients. Like we invite them in the studio, we show them their photos and videos on in our space. Mm-hmm. We love that kind of thing. So tell me about maybe just your passion about that type of client journey you want to create for them.
So I guess it kind of started, I've always wanted to be involved in bridal. And when I did my bridal shopping, I traveled. And so I didn't stay in Saskatoon. And I'm such a local supporter, so that was terrible of me. But I got a different experience than when I shopped here in the city. And I think some of the bigger centers have smaller stores actually, and that provides a little bit of a different experience. And so it doesn't feel like bridal shouldn't be like walking into garage clothing and there's, 7 change rooms next to each other and everybody's coming out and they're comparing and trying on the same dress. Like you want it to feel very you. And so our experience with our intimate space and this private space is that. And I think too, a lot of brides, they look forward to this day forever. You have the girls who just, aren't dress girls, but we're 4 and we're playing dress up in bridal gowns. Like they want that moment, they want that experience. And it's something that you get to share. Like there are moments kind of along your bridal journey. The engagement, the proposal is a big one. Yeah. Bridal shopping, planning the wedding, like in general, but the showers, the stagettes, all of these events, these are moments, these are memories that you're creating. And so I didn't want a Walmart experience, if I can use that word, to describe bridal. I wanted it to feel like that memory, that moment that you were going to keep with you forever. And so I think the biggest thing is the privacy. In our previous location, we had 3 podiums and 6 change rooms. And so girls were coming out and they're sharing the space and going back and forth, and you're getting feedback from girls you don't know. And everybody's kind of like back and forth. And I think this is just a little bit more focused and calm, and it gives you the headspace to be emotional.
So if I was in your shop, I put on a dress and I come out, I'm not going to see any other brides?
Nope. We take one bride at a time, so we don't even book more than one bride at a time. So it's a very focused one-on-one experience. So you get a personal stylist for yourself. With the restrictions lifting here in Saskatchewan, we're back to our champagne service. So you get champagne and munchies, non-alcoholic drinks, and there's a nice couch. Like, it's spacious. You know, your group gets to just sit and enjoy.
So for people who like to, do the treat yourself thing.
Yeah.
That's that.
This is the next level experience. Yeah.
I love it. I'm that kind of person.
Perfect.
I'm like, yeah, just tell me what I need. Like, let's make a thing of it. So people are coming in. I mean, is this, you said it's not like Walmart. You're not looking at racks yourself, I'm assuming. Like
No, and that was another thing. With the start of COVID, kind of in all of the beginnings when they were like, don't touch things, right? Like they thought that we were going to be starting to transfer this virus by touching things. They had removed that element of our bridal experience, was the girls weren't allowed to shop. And I found it really beneficial. Like, we have almost 1,000 gowns in our boutique. And if you kind of huck certain girls into that pile of tulle, one of two things is going to happen. She's either going to be super excited and want to touch and feel everything. And so you have this time constraint of your shopping appointment, and it's like an hour in, you're like, girl, like, we got to get you in dresses. Like, you got to stop shopping. Or you get the girl who's like, I don't even know where to begin. They all look the same on the hanger. Like, I don't know what I'm looking for. And so what we've done is we've created this personalized questionnaire where we walk the girl, or we get the girl to walk us through, or our bride, I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be a girl, but our bride to walk us through the day and what that's going to look like, so that we can provide a little bit of guidance on what fabrics are going to suit the formality in the venue the best. And then she kind of shows us some inspiration pictures, and we go from there, and we sort of pull the dresses. And I feel like what that does is it curates the collection down to a more meaningful and manageable number. So the bride's actually getting dresses on her body that she wants on her body. And what it eliminated is a lot of the fluff. So, grandma's like, I love sparkly ball gowns. This bride's going to put on 15 sparkly ball gowns. And by the end of the appointment, the bride's only tried on 1 or 2 things that she's really liked, because everybody else has been picking and influencing those choices. And I think by eliminating that shopping process, I think it lets the girl out of kind of that extra stuff. And so then she gets to compare truly worthy gowns back to back.
And so, like, how long are we talking? Like an hour?
So
30 minutes?
Saturday appointments are shorter, sadly, just because we're trying to get as many girls through the door as we possibly can. But our weekday appointments are 2 hours. And so I think that gives us a good amount of time to digest. The questionnaire takes 15 to 20 minutes, just depending how much planning the girl has done and how much she wants to share with her experience. And it probably takes me 2 minutes to pull dresses for her. And then I just kind of keep pulling as we're growing together and learning what she's liking and not liking. And I would say that we kind of get down to a good selection of favorites by about an hour into the appointment. And then she gets that extra hour to really like style and digest the favorite dresses.
So if you want the no pressure, I mean, go on a weekday.
Yes.
And then take that time.
Yeah.
I like that. And then as far as like bringing people in, you said restrictions are changing right now. What's a good amount of people? And like maybe talk about like outside voices, like, you talked about grandma.
Yeah. So we actually limit our boutique to bride plus 4 for bridal shopping. And I think by keeping it at that number, it keeps it at kind of a manageable number of people, a manageable number of influential people in your life. Less is more, in my opinion. When you start to get the bigger groups coming together, it's hard to reel in excitement. I mean, they're pretty dresses, and like I said, a lot of girls kind of dream about this, and so the excitement level starts to kind of raise, and then it's harder for the group to be in the bride's shoes. Like, this is for her and not really for us as the guests in the event space. And so I feel like keeping it at the lower number keeps kind of that element of bride focus.
Yeah.
But it also gives the girls a reason to not have everybody there. And I love like that bridesmaids reveal photo, like that moment when the bridesmaids,
like on the wedding day.
Yeah, like keep it a surprise. Like not everybody needs to see your dress. It's a you moment. Your dress needs to reflect you and only your love for that gown. Nobody else's opinion matters, because if you wear it confidently, they're not comparing you to any other dress. Like they've only seen you in this one. And if you're radiant in it because you're confident and love it, they're looking at you first, dress second. I'd love to say that it's all about the dress, but it's definitely about the bride.
I find that so interesting. Like just the less is more. Like I know on wedding days, like when we have more people, like bigger wedding parties, like we're like, how big's your wedding party? Cause like it slows it down.
Yeah.
Cause like everybody's like, having fun, which they should be.
Yeah.
But the more people, the more we're herding cats and stuff. And I can totally see like the whole, like, 3 people, you have too many people, 3 people are having their own conversation. They're not even paying attention. The bride's not getting the attention she wanted.
Exactly.
So,
and it's a little bit easier for us as stylists to sort of, and I don't want to say that we technically manage your group that comes with you, but sometimes I think that we need to kind of like help guide people through the experience a little bit, because a lot of people come in with the idea that they're here to give you opinions and they really shouldn't be. Yeah.
So share some advice for like the bridesmaid or the, the mom or mother-in-law even maybe.
Yeah. But they're there to support you. And that's, so I think it's easier to eliminate some of the people who maybe wouldn't understand that when the limit of people in the store is a little bit less. It's another thing that kind of came out of the whole COVID experience, was just having to like limit those guests in the shop. And it just works. It works so much better than, pre-COVID, we'd have girls show up and walk in with 9 guests. And it's just like, first off, where are you going to sit? Like, we're squishing you guys all in here. Your guests aren't uber comfortable. You're trying to like rally together all of these people for the day and the schedule. Like, this is just easier. Just be as easy as possible.
And so now you mentioned they're not there for like opinions. Mm-hmm. Now, I think we've been trained by TV shows, what was that one? Say Yes to the Dress.
Yes.
Like, I mean, the whole thing's based around drama, right?
Yes.
That's not how it should be, though.
No,
right?
I think you literally have to meet a certain dramatic criteria to get on that show, because it's not really like that in real life. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is you get a lot of, and I see it, I think the biggest thing that I see is the girl who's like, I really love this dress, but what do you guys think? And then you get the honest mom or mother-in-law or bridesmaid who is like, I really like it, but it's not my favorite.
And is that maybe the worst thing to say?
It is absolutely the worst thing to say, because that bride in that moment wants the dress she chooses to be everybody's favorite. And the reason we have 1,000 dresses is because it's never going to be everybody's favorite. Everybody is different when it comes to what they like and don't like. And I think the biggest thing is that you're the one wearing the dress, not them. And so it's not their favorite because it's not what they would wear. And that's what makes you unique. And that's what makes you your own bride. And so I think that's the hardest thing, is people think that they're doing justice by being honest, and you're really not. Like, you just rip the carpet out from underneath her because she wants the best dress in the boutique, and the only person who can determine which dress is the best is the bride.
I love that. So for people, like, you make that choice. Well, I mean, I'm assuming in the buying experience, you get a ring, you say yes. Yeah. Is that like within the first month? Like, people are getting married within, 12 months to, years, but like, what, like, do you need to do this right away?
Well, I guess it really depends on the engagement and that, how long that's going to be. So my recommendation, if you are getting married in Saskatchewan and you're shopping in Saskatchewan, shop a year in advance. So shop exactly in the month that you are going to be getting married in, because your hair, your skin, your tan, all of those sorts of things, knowing that you're walking in from plus 35 and you're going to wear this gown on a plus 35 day, like, that's hot. That's
very hot.
So when you're getting in these dresses, you're going to be able to be like, I can do this for 14 hours. I can be outside in this. I can be comfortable in this. It's a whole new experience to shop in minus 35 for a plus 35 day. And so that's like what I would say is kind of your best bet, is the 12 months in advance, but by no means is that the delivery timeline on a dress. And so standard timelines are 6 to 8 months. But another beautiful thing that came from COVID is nothing is standard anymore. So we can kind of make any timeline work for the dress. But to me, it's the sooner the better, just to give yourself that freedom to sort of style and plan and choose accessories and stuff around the dress. But yeah, 12 months is perfect. 10 months is cushy.
I love it. Now, if you found the one, how do you, like, back to that whole being in the store, we're a year out, you found the one, your wedding day is quite far away. What advice do you have for a bride who, my wife's an indecisive person, and I'm like the opposite type of shopper. What advice do you have for someone who, so they don't feel any regret or like second thoughts? Like, how do you help them have that confidence in their choice that's going to last them the 10 months to the day?
I think the beauty of a wedding dress is it is kind of a focal point for the bride on the day. So once the bride is committed, it's almost like the love for the dress grows. That's our hope. So I feel like as you start to plan around it and you start to visualize like the walk down the aisle, when you're starting to picture all of the little details coming together, you're visualizing it in that dress. And so it just becomes more yours as you go. And I think a lot of girls have the fear that, there's going to be something better. And truly, really, there is. I mean, new dress designs come out every single day. There's hundreds of thousands of them. And so it's like, if you continue to shop, you're going to continue to find something better, and that's something that might suit you in this month and for this wedding and for this season. And you're just, it's ever changing, but once you commit, because it is such a heart decision, your love for it just kind of grows. I had a bride in yesterday, for example, and she was shopping for a second look, and she wanted to put her dress back on, and it's been a couple of months since she committed to her ceremony dress. And it was so cute because I think there was like a little bit of nerves that she was going to maybe not love it quite as much. And as soon as she put it on, she's like, yep, still the one. And it was the confidence that she had, like she strutted out of that change room. I was like, yep. And she's like, I'll keep this one. And I'm like, that's good. Just it's your dress. So
I love it. Now for getting ready for your appointment, look, what tips do you have for people? Like, a wedding gown is the most dressed up a person will be probably in their life.
Yeah.
Should they go get professional makeup? Like, should they kind of be, they probably don't want to top knot, they probably want to have nice hair and like look good so that it's all, you got a bit of a look going when you,
Yeah. So, no to spending money on hair and makeup, like by no means. My recommendation is for girls to come feeling their best self. Like, yeah, you probably don't want to toss your hair in a, top knot when it's wet so that you don't feel your kind of prettiest self. My biggest thing for brides when they're shopping is I tell them if there's anything set in stone. So if you're wearing grandma's pearls on your wedding day, if that's a really big thing for you, bring those with you. If you're wearing your hair down on your day, wear your hair down to shop because it's going to change the neckline. It's going to change the look of the dress. If you're super up in the air about all of that stuff, come prepared to kind of change, bring a scrunchie with you so that we can tie the hair back if we want to see it with it off the neck. But yeah, you want to feel good. Like,
so don't, like, your friends all come in town and you don't want to party the night before.
Probably not.
Get all trashed.
No, it happens.
Well, yeah.
It's an event and the girls get together, especially our out of town girls who travel kind of the night before and they want to do the city things when they're here, if they're coming from smaller centers. But yeah, you can see it in them, the tiredness the next day. Like, you're not there. But
okay, so brunch, maybe a couple, what's the orange juice and champagne?
Mimosas, Matt.
Sorry.
I thought you said you were extra.
Well, my wife is. Yeah. So have a good morning. Make an event of it. I love the idea of building like all the parts up to the wedding day as like respecting them as their own type of memory. I asked you a question in your in the booking appointment, and one of the things you said was that brides tend to put too much, or the biggest mistake they make is putting too much or getting too many things. What did you actually say?
I think we said cram in the schedule.
Yeah, just over scheduling the day. Mm-hmm. And I was just talking about that same thing with Joanne from Twig and Bloom. I asked her, should brides make their own flowers? And same kind of thing. She's like, well, do you want to enjoy your wedding day, or do you want to be sitting making flowers and worrying about putting them in coolers and when they're going to bloom and where to get them? And, you know, so, I really like the idea of couples thinking of the whole buildup from saying yes to, like, even actually before that, when they're ring shopping or teasing about maybe getting engaged, like
they're all moments.
They're all part of that little package of, you know, to be excited for and to enjoy. So I really like your approach to that experience. Tell me about like one of your clients that's just had like one of your favorite client experiences that you've had, like a bride's come back and told you how they felt.
So one of the things, obviously, kind of with our new space and the way that we're doing things now is definitely the experience. And so we love hearing that girls love the experience and that has kind of been the best for them. But I do have a favorite bride. I actually sold her grad dress. So that's aging me just a smidge. But I sold her grad dress, and I remember having her in the boutique for her grad dress, and she was struggling kind of with some body image issues and stuff. And I just asked her to let me take over. And I said, you're not picking any more dresses. I'm picking them for you. And I put her in a really tight kind of sultry number that it did her all of the wonders. She looked amazing. And it's the dress she ended up going with. And I think just kind of building that confidence. And I mean, 8 years down the road, and here she is getting married, and she comes back to me because that was something that I gifted her, was that feel good moment. And I think we were able to do the same thing kind of for her bridal moment. And I'm so excited to be able to like watch her grow. But yeah, it's definitely, I think the self-conscious issues are kind of I've never had an ugly bride ever. Not one, you know? And it's like, you're all here because somebody loves you unconditionally, every inch of you, every scar, every curve, all of it. They love everything about you. I just wish that they could see it the way that we all see it from the outside. And so that's the biggest thing for me, is just kind of being able to build these women up. And I love when you see them leave with a little pep in their step.
Yeah. Is there this moment that's your favorite? Like maybe it's like, or can you even tell, like they put the dress on and you don't even need to hear them say it, that you just can tell it's the one?
You can. So I'm obviously behind the girl a lot because we help do up the dresses and stuff, and you can see it in the shoulders. There's like a moment where they're like kind of super nervous, and you're putting them in something that maybe was completely unexpected, and as you zip up, it's like they lift and they're like, oh yeah, damn. I'm a snack in this. And so it's like you can kind of see a lot kind of in the shoulders and just the way that the girl carries herself, because like all of a sudden she's just got this air, this lift kind of in her. And it's definitely my favorite moment, especially for a girl who's like, I can't wear fitted. I just can't. I just don't have the body for it. And then you put them in a fitted dress and they're like, ooh, maybe I can.
So would you recommend a bride comes in, leave the ideas they have about the experience on like at home or whatever, come in, like let you take care of them. You suggest the dresses. They can show you the must-haves or the grandma's pearls or whatever it is. Yeah. And then you just take care of the rest for them.
Yeah. And I think like we were kind of talking about this before, Matt, was just like who you bring with you and that sort of a thing. Like everybody has a very different bridal experience. And I think if you let the consultant take over a little bit, it's like we've seen all of those bridal experiences unfold. And so we haven't just had the one moment. And so we don't have just one takeaway and one piece of advice to offer you. We have it all. And so if you let us just sort of guide you through the experience, then we're going to be able to morph it to you and what's working for you. And that's, I think the beauty of it is we're going to help you grow through this experience and learn what works and doesn't work for you. And so I think just leaving the notion of, I'm going to know right away, or I'm going to choose something completely different than what that's the biggest one. Everyone's like, oh, I came in with one idea and I left with something completely different. Because some girls come in with a dress and they're like, I want to try this one. I saw it on your Instagram. I'm going to love this dress. And they put it on and they love it. And other girls put that dress on and they're like, nope. Next, please. So every girl is so different that I think if you just let us guide you through the experience, then it's going to be your experience and not your sister's experience, not your mom's experience, not your bridesmaid's experience, your experience.
And that, I'm assuming, carries right on to the wedding day. Feeling good, feeling pretty.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, you get to be there. You get to see it. I don't. I mean, you send me the photos after, but we don't get to be in that moment and in that feeling, which is kind of the sad part. But yeah, I feel like we guide the bride through the experience right up until the day, and then we just let them go. So
I love it. I'm going to skip. Well, I like this question. This just give me maybe a short answer, but like for that bride who doesn't know what they want, just give you the phone call.
Yeah. Just
and let you take care of them.
Like, we're totally happy to kind of answer any questions that a girl has. And some inspo pictures, like girls will come in and they're like, I'm all over the map. And it actually helps because it's like you might have a ball gown and a fitted and an A-line. And you're like, I really don't know what I want, but they all have some sort of a similar detail that I can start with, that I can pull for you. And then we'll grow through that experience together. So you don't need to know what you want.
That's good. I'm a very, very indecisive person as far as I know what I like when I see it, but I don't really, the shopping part, it's like I would have a hard time
picking it.
Yeah, I would just know it when I see it, you know? And I mean, I'm 35, so I've lived long enough to see an outfit on like a mannequin in a store, throw on the outfit. I'm like, well, that does not suit me. And then it's like the salesperson's like, try this, try this shirt on. It's like, nah, that would look dumb. I put it on. I'm like, oh, I'll just wear that every single day for the rest of my life.
Perfect. We're set.
Yeah. I love it. So, reach out 10 months early-ish, maybe the full year.
Yeah.
How do people reach out to you? How do they find you?
Well, our Instagram page is probably the easiest just because I feel like most of the information is there. So we've got a link tree there to our website, which is going to take you to frequently asked questions. So if you want to kind of do a little bit of research on your own, it's there. But I'm the one who answers the social media questions. So Facebook or Instagram, you're going to get me. And I'm happy to kind of like walk through any of those questions that you have. And you get to see on our Instagram page, like some of our happy brides, but also a lot of the collection that we have in store too. So I feel like Instagram's the easiest.
Love it. Well, I feel like if I were in the market, I'd feel very safe in your hands, and I love the idea of you taking care of me. So awesome. Well, that's it for today. Highly recommend going and following UnVeiled Dress Co on Instagram and checking out what they're up to. They have a beautiful new space.
Yes.
In downtown Saskatoon here. So reach out to them if you're in the market, and I'm 100% confident they're going to treat you well. So anyway, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, bye.